The war is over, the guns have gone silent. Israel and Iran both claimed victory. Both the nations are now counting the costs, assessing the damage and preparing for the next round. Israel is a powerful nation with an advanced military, but there's no doubt that the 12-day Iran-Israel war has reshaped power equations. Iran has emerged as the new global missile superpower. Our next report telling you more.
In a dramatic escalation that has rattled military planners from Tel Aviv to Washington, Iran has unveiled and unleashed its so-called monster missile. A weapon that not only dwarfs its predecessors in sheer destructive power, but also signals Tehran's arrival as a true missile superpower. The Khorramshahr-4, Iran's latest and largest ballistic missile, roared into headlines after being fired in a barrage targeting Israel moments after US airstrikes on Iranian nuclear sites. With a declared range of 2,000 kilometers and a staggering 1,500 kilogram warhead, this missile is built for impact and intimidation. But what truly sets it apart is its advanced payload. A dispersing warhead system capable of raining dozens of submunitions over a vast area, saturating targets and overwhelming even the most sophisticated missile defenses. This missile reportedly released a deadly shower of bomblets that pounded military and infrastructure targets across a 6-kilometer radius in Haifa and Tel Aviv, including the Ben Gurion airport and critical command centers. The monster missile operates at blistering speeds, reaching up to Mach 8 within the atmosphere, and can be launched from mobile platforms, making it a nightmare to track and intercept. With this weapon, Iran has not only shattered the illusion of Israeli invulnerability, but has also redrawn the balance of power in the region. As the dust settles, one thing is clear. The monster missile has made Iran a force to be reckoned with in the world's missile order. Bureau Report, WION World is One.
Well, it's no longer science fiction, it's a scientific reality. British scientists are assembling human DNA not from cells, but from scratch. One day, a fully synthetic human may be built, molecule by molecule, and the world is split. Will it be a miracle or a monster? Our next report telling you more.
The line between science fiction and terrifying reality blurs. In a move that sends shivers down the spine, UK scientists have embarked on a project to create something which has never been done before. An artificial human DNA is being built from scratch, backed by a £10 million grant from the Wellcome Trust. Scientists at Cambridge's MRC Laboratory of Molecular Biology are now assembling the very code of life in test tubes. This isn't just about understanding life, it's about building it, molecule by molecule, potentially paving the way for designer humans and unleashing Pandora's box of bioweapons upon the world. The very building blocks of humanity are now being used as tools in a lab, and the consequences could be severe. But as the first artificial strands of human DNA take shape, so do the nightmares. Critics warn that the same technology that could heal could just as easily harm. The specter of designer babies and genetic enhancement is only the beginning. Rogue actors could hijack the science, crafting biological weapons or synthetic pathogens with terrifying precision. The ethical dilemmas multiply. Who owns synthetic life? Who controls the data? Could your DNA be recreated without your consent? The project's backers insist that confronting these questions now is better than letting the technology run wild in the shadows. But as the world watches, the sense of unease grows. Humanity is on the brink of a new era, one where the power to create life is matched only by the risk of unleashing something we cannot control.
The Pentagon backs U.S. President Donald Trump's view that the U.S. strikes on Iran's nuclear sites caused severe damage. The U.S. denies that Iran moved its highly enriched uranium before the strike under Midnight Hammer. But lingering questions remain. It appears now that the uranium could be hidden at a nuclear site so secret, so deeply buried, that it may be untouchable even by bunker buster bombs. Our next report telling you more.
A jaw-dropping video, the terrifying power of bunker buster bombs. The Pentagon showcased the power of its massive ordnance perpetrator during a detailed briefing on the strikes against Iran's nuclear program. A mountain of secrets rises in Iran's heartland, and the world's most powerful bombs may not be enough to crack it. As the dust settles from the largest US-Israeli air campaign in decades, intelligence agencies are sounding the alarm. Iran's nuclear ambitions are not buried, they're burrowing deeper than ever, shielded beneath a fortress of rock that even America's bunker busters may not breach. Experts now believe Iran might have secretly moved its highly enriched uranium to a super-fortified clandestine site known as Koh-e-Kolang Ghazla or Pickaxe Mountain. This secret site near Natanz sits almost a mile above sea level, allowing for underground chambers to be excavated to an astonishing depth, potentially twice that of Fordo. The timing is critical. Just days before the US strikes, satellite imagery reportedly showed suspicious vehicle activity around Fordo, hinting at a frantic relocation, while White House officials have vehemently denied that any uranium was moved.
So we were watching closely, and there was no indication to the United States that any of that enriched uranium was moved prior to the strike.
Experts and some European intelligence sources suggest otherwise, fueling fears that Iran's crucial 408.6 kilogram stockpile of 60% enriched uranium, enough for 9 nuclear bombs, was already spirited away to this deeper, untargetable lair. Bureau Report, WION World is One.
Well, our next story is about Japan's Twitter killer. The country has carried out its first execution in nearly 3 years, hanging a man known as the Twitter killer who used social media to hunt down his victims. 34-year-old Takahiro Shiraishi was executed on Friday at the Tokyo detention house. Shiraishi earned his chilling nickname because he used Twitter, now called X, to target people who were vulnerable and suicidal, using his online handle, Hangman. Some viewers may find the following details disturbing. Shiraishi scoured social media platforms for those expressing thoughts of ending their lives. He would then message them, offering to help them die painlessly. But his real motive was darker. Once his victims arrived at his small apartment in Zama City near Tokyo, Shiraishi would strangle them, dismember their bodies, and store body parts in coolers, toolboxes, and containers filled with cat litter to mask the smell. His killing spree lasted 2 months in 2017. That's before the police tracked him down. Officers started investigating him after the disappearance of a 23-year-old woman who had posted suicidal messages online. Her brother managed to access a Twitter account and worked with the police to locate her, which led them straight to Shiraishi's apartment. Inside that apartment, police found a horrifying scene. 3 cooler boxes and 5 containers filled with human heads and bones. Police were able to identify 9 victims in all. 8 were women and there was 1 man, the youngest being 15 years old. and all of them had expressed a desire to die. Now, during his trial, Shiraishi admitted that he had no intention of helping them die peacefully. He said he killed them to satisfy his own desires as well as for financial gain. Shiraishi's lawyers argued for a watered-down charge of murder with consent, claiming that his victims wanted to die. But the court rejected this, sentencing him to death in 2020. Now, Japan's justice minister approved Shiraishi's execution, calling his crimes, and I'm quoting here, extremely selfish, saying that they caused shock and fear across the country. Families of the victims remain devastated by the loss. One father told Japanese media that he would have preferred Shiraishi spend the rest of his life in prison, reflecting on what he did instead of simply being hanged. As a country, Japan maintains the death penalty for serious crimes. Executions are carried out by hanging, but dates are kept secret until and after they are carried out.
Executions are carried out in high secrecy in Japan, where prisoners are not even informed of their fate until the morning of their hanging. Since 2007, following criticisms, Japan started disclosing the names of those executed and some details of their crimes, but disclosures are still limited.